In our ever-connected world, we're constantly sharing our thoughts, our experiences, but sometimes our greatest impact can come from sharing the things that we know. These are the things we've learned, lessons we've grown from, and passions we've mastered. And that's exactly what we're seeing happen. People around the world are now sharing their knowledge as their body of work, building their credibility, their freedom of time, their way to earn an income, and for some, it's their legacy for the world. It becomes a manifestation where their imagination met creation, and what is most exciting about this time is that this movement is for everyone, because everyone is a creator. Everyone has a skill and knowledge they can share. No, they must share. No matter your location, your background, your story, your experiences, everyone can do this. You can teach the things you love and be able to impact the lives of others. You can teach the things that may seem simple to you and be able to grow a community around your work. You can create, inspire, follow your dreams, and change the norm. So we welcome you, the new creators, our next creators. Let this be your platform, because if there's one thing we know, it's that nothing is impossible and everything is teachable. We are live. Hello, everyone. Let me know if you can see me, you can hear me. I am so excited for today. Encore, how are you doing?
I'm stoked. As I've mentioned on these before, this is the pinnacle of the social interaction I'm getting these days. So yeah, this is going to be fun. The chat is rocking. People can hear us, see us, sound is great, can see us both. Welcome, everyone. Where are you all tuning in from? I'm tuning in from Brooklyn, New York. Where are you, Jess?
I am tuning in from Hell's Kitchen. And also, if you would love to know, type into chat, this is your first time ever joining one of our Teachable Summits, because you may notice it looks slightly different. Normally we do it in our office, very different setup, but I'm very excited to have you all here. See in the chat, everyone can see. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm looking forward to today. I think it's so interesting, especially for this summit. You know, we're focusing on coaches, and I'd love to know in the chat too, like, what is your focus? Like, what are you teaching? What are you coaching? Encore, like, we've seen so many people who are coaches start to take their work online as well.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because a lot of times when you want to start making money online, coaching is sort of the first thing you can do. You can start impacting people, and then you hit a point where you want to scale that, and that's where courses come in. So we have a lot of people that started out as coaches that eventually now make most of their money from online classes. So if that sounds like you, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to this. I think it is 11:03. We have given our last minute stragglers a few extra minutes to come in. So I'm just going to switch my screen. Let me know if you can still see and hear it, but welcome.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to this. So the official title, this is the Reach Summit for coaches and tutors. And really what we're going to teach you is how to create a profitable course in 30 days. Now, before we dive in, you might be wondering who we are. So I'm Jess. I'm head partnerships here at Teachable, and we've got Encore. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Encore. I'm the founder of Teachable. Who here is new to Teachable? But I'll give you the quick kind of intro. Teachable is an online course hosting platform. We've been around for 6 years now. We've helped 25,000 creators earn over $500 million selling online classes. And we've been doing these events for 5 years now. They're super, super, super fun. And I'm very excited you're here with us.
Yeah, looking forward to this. And hopefully my audio is coming in a little bit clearer now in both channels. Let me know if that's better. So this workshop is going to be perfect for you. And I would love it if you could also share which one of these you fit into or which one resonates with you. But if you are a coach or a tutor who makes money teaching clients or students a new skill one-on-one, maybe you want an automated way to teach the basics of your subject so you can expand your offerings and your passion. Maybe you just want to scale your business and reach more people, or you're looking for a way to make more money that does not involve selling more of your limited time. Type into the chat, let me know which one you fall into. And why spend this time with us, right? It is a Thursday. There's so many other things you could be doing, but really like the focus of this workshop, this summit that we've created is that we want to give you a proven roadmap to create a profitable online course. But this is specifically for you if you are looking to take your offline work online. So we're going to be covering not just how to create a course, but also tackling the very specific pain points that we feel that coaches and tutors have expressed. Things like how to increase your income when your time is limited, how to create a solid foundation of revenue so that you can take the projects that you care about most, right? Only so many hours in a day. We want to work on the things that we're most passionate about. And also how to reach more people with your work without overextending. So really what we're saying is that our goal for you is to become a thought leader with an always full roster of incredible clients and a strong branded method all your own. Because if you think about it, and I think it's easy to take for granted what our skill sets are and the things that we do in our everyday work, but chances are you've become an expert at transforming the lives of your students in a one-on-one setting. So maybe you're teaching music or math, you're a dance teacher, you help with mental health. What you're doing makes a difference. And what you're going to learn today is that courses can allow you to take whatever that patented teaching method is that you've developed and reach more students, but not having to worry about finding that next client, and really just starting to work on taking your incredible lessons and your sessions and spreading that out to more people. So let me know if that sounds good. Today's agenda, we're going to be going through our 7-step process for launching your course. And like Encore said, we have seen over 30,000 course creators launch courses. We have access to what it is that they're doing that leads to their success. And we've broken that down in today's workshop. We're going to share our 3-step process to choosing your course topic, real life examples of Teachable successful course creators, and especially coaches and how they have made that transition online, how to launch a course without the technical headaches. And then also our very well-known 8-day course launch strategy. So this is going to help you really understand like what you need to do in order to enroll students, sell courses, and make this sustainable. So how are people in the chat, by the way, Encore? Is everyone ready for this? Everyone's excited? You got your notes, pens?
People are stoked. My favorite comment thus far is from Hannah, who says, "Is just Canadian." I think when you said process and about, you kind of outed yourself there.
Yes. Hello to my fellow Canucks.
But people are excited. People are ready. Everyone is good to go.
Awesome. So really how to get the most out of this webinar. First, I want to say I do speak quickly. I will try to slow down, but we do have a lot of content to get through. Please take notes, whether that is in like physical notes with a pen, you're taking screenshots. I really want you to get the most out of this. Definitely encouraging you, if you haven't already, to use a chat feature. So you'll see at this right-hand side of the screen, if you're on desktop, there is a little chat bubble. Click on that, interact with us. And then also, if anything looks blurry, on the bottom right of the video, there is a gear icon. Click on that and then select 720p HD. Everything will look so much more crisp. If for whatever reason the video is buffering, click that gear icon and then click 320 or 420p. That will reduce the quality, but it'll make things a little bit faster. Now, we have a contest alert. Encore, do you want to share what the contest is? And really, please do take notes and photos of your screen when you're doing this. But yeah, what's a contest? What do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, so if you are not a hermit and you are on social media, you can tag us with the hashtag ReachSummit2020. Honestly, like, have fun with this. It can be like a video of you watching the webinar. It could be your notes. But if you tag us, you automatically enter a lucky draw. And what can they win, Jess?
Well, so glad you asked. We're going to be giving away randomly a Blue Yeti Nano microphone. So if you're listening to Encore and you're like, wow, his sound is so crisp, he's using a Blue Yeti microphone. You have a chance to win one yourself. 1 year of Canva Pro membership, a Teachable creator hat, which I don't believe Encore was wearing today, but I'm sure you'll find photos of it. 1 year free group coaching with our customer success team members, and 3 months free of Teachable just by using the hashtag ReachSummit2020.
Yep. All you got to do is tag us and you're automatically in.
So again, just so you know, hashtag ReachSummit2020. All right. So why online courses? So before we dive into all of the steps and the strategies, I really want to just take a moment to address the why and why there's so much opportunity by starting to introduce online courses into your business model. So as a coach or tutor, you face specific challenges in growing your business, and there's actually quite a few reasons why courses can solve them. The first one is the money. So as a coach or a tutor, your ability to make money is limited by the numbers of hours you have free in a given day or week. And let me know if that resonates with you, because eventually, and maybe you've already experienced this, you're going to hit capacity, and even if you have more to give creatively, you just don't have the time. And so while we see many people create courses as their sole or full-time income, This, just by incorporating, introducing courses into what you're doing, it can also give you a steady stream of income so you can use your time wisely. Perfect example of this is Alana Kevalia, who's actually in our 6 p.m. panel tonight. She is a yoga instructor, and she was doing a lot of, all of her work was in-person teaching. And unfortunately, she fell ill, and she was no longer able to actually teach her classes. And so she started to introduce courses, and now she is incredibly successful. She's thousands of students going through her courses, and she's been doing that ever since. Second is a full client roster. So when you're building up your client list, especially if you're doing one-on-one work, that can take a long time. And not just that, you're also trying to find the next client, and you have someone for a few sessions, then you need to find someone else. So you've probably spent countless hours seeking new students, and maybe sometimes even overcommitted to pay bills if you're renting space. Online courses give you an easier way to scale your audience without all of that footwork in finding them one by one. Nicole Walters is an excellent example of this. She was a business consultant. She still is, but she's introduced courses into her work. So now she has thousands of students in her courses, and she can still do her in-person work. She's coaching and masterminds, but she has that safety net of those courses as well. And reason number 3 is room to innovate. So often as a coach or a tutor, you start out by teaching beginners, right? Or you start at a certain level. But as your business and your skills grow, and maybe you felt this, maybe you haven't, but sometimes teaching beginners in the same methods over and over can start to feel monotonous. Courses actually allow you to put your method into an easily consumed format so that your beginner students can get the most out of their expertise while you go on to continue to create other courses that are a little bit more advanced. And Encore, this is a crowd favorite here, but we have Alex Steele. Do you want to share the crazy things that he's doing with his courses?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk a lot about the kinds of topics that people make money with courses, because there's this myth that it's only programming, marketing, and design. Alex Steele, which, by the way, can we take a second to talk about what a great name that is for someone teaching a blacksmithing class?
Yeah.
Either way, Mr. Steele over here actually had one of the most successful course launches on Teachable with a course on intermediate blacksmithing that really shows you the variety of topics and the variety of professions that are able to scale their business with online classes.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And yeah, we'll definitely be going through all the different topics. I think one of my favorite things of being at Teachable is just seeing just what people are launching courses on. Reason number 4 is building brand recognition. So your methods as a coach or tutor are unique to you. And chances are you've been honing them for a while, right? So you have this certain way of teaching your students to get them results. You have experience. You know what works, what doesn't. And a course gives you a physical product to market. And that leads to your brand authority. And we were having this discussion earlier on, how it feels like courses are becoming the new book. If you were an author, there was this instant credibility because the fact that you could write an entire book around a specific topic proved that you were obviously knowledgeable and you knew this subject. But with courses, you're now not just showing that you know this topic, you're able to teach it. And in fact, we have one creator who got a book deal from a large publisher because of her course, because they saw this and they're like, well, if you can teach this, surely you could write a book about it. So there's a lot of things that courses can do here. And really, we hope that the number one takeaway that you get from today's summit is that creating a successful online course is doable in the short term. This is not something that we want you to spend a year or more to create. This is something you can do relatively quickly. And also there is a higher perceived value. Encore, do you want to kind of share, Pat Flynn is an incredible entrepreneur and he's done so many different things, but he has both books and courses, right?
Yeah, and it's both perceived value as well as, I think, real value. But what we find that's really interesting is whenever you have an author, Pat's a great example, and they create a course with the same book, the same content, the course can sell for up to 10 to 20 times as much. So that's a really, really great opportunity, right? Because books theoretically, no matter how good a book is, you don't pay more than $20 for a book. Courses can be hundreds of dollars, and Pat's a great example. And what that in turn means is it's much, much easier to make a sustainable income from an online course.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to dive into our 7-step process for you to be able to create and sell your own courses. And really important to note that the things that we're sharing are not just things that we think could work or things that we just kind of came up out of thin air. We've broken this process down into 7 manageable steps, but these steps were established based off of what we have seen our top creators do. We've seen like what is working, what isn't, what are the common things that everyone who's successful seems to be doing. And so that's what we're going to share with you today. Not holding any information back. So literally you can take everything that we're about to share with you today, take an action on this. So because of that, Encore, I think we need to know if they're ready, right? I need to see some energy in the chat. I need to see if people are paying attention.
So we got, unfortunately, there's a technical bug on this webinar, and we cannot proceed unless we see everyone in chat saying, let's do this. So unfortunately, it's just the way technology works, like we make all these advances, but unless you all say, let's do this, we can't proceed. Okay, fine. They're ready. Now we can go ahead. Let's do it.
Technology. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. All right. So step 1, we're going to talk about finding your most profitable course idea. Then step 2 is setting your income goals. 3, we're going to show you how to grow your audience and your email list. 4 is all about pricing. How much should you charge to be successful? Step 5 is all about creating your school a high converting sales page. 6, we're going to talk about how you actually create and record your course, and in a way that people are actually going to like it and get results. And then 7, which is a crowd favorite, I think most of you are probably just here for this step, is launching your course. So understanding what your marketing plan is going to look like to actually enroll new students and get new customers. Now, there's only 3 categories of people. I want you to pay very close attention to which one you fall under. Let us know in the chat which one. 1 is you're excited, but you have no idea what you want your course to be about, and you just don't know where to start. 2, maybe you have an idea of what you want your course to be about, but now you just need help refining and tweaking it. And 3, you have a ton of ideas for your courses, but you just need to figure out, okay, which is going to be the most profitable course idea? Type that into the chat. And Encore, you had mentioned, yes, we see so many different topics that people are successful in. But I think Angela really does stand out because she was also one of our but earlier customers.
One of the first creators on Teachable. She came to us concerned because she wanted to create an online course, but Angela's an artist. She's a watercolor painter, and she was very concerned that all the courses she saw succeeding at the time, and bear in mind this was 5-6 years ago, were like programming classes or business classes, or even worse, courses on how to create courses. So she was concerned, right? Like she's an artist, and she wanted to know if she could truly make a living from her passion. And at the time, we didn't know. We told her, put your course up, see how it goes. And she made $2,000 in her first month. And at this point, she's now, made close to $1 million, if I recall correctly, from teaching watercolor painting. And she's been an inspiration. And then we've seen so many Angela sort of come in after, but she's one of the first people we saw succeeding with a topic like that.
Yeah, there's really thousands of possible course topics. We've seen things like learning languages, meditation, yoga. One of my personal favorites, copper deficiency in goats. And just wait, this isn't just like a niche topic. She has over 3,000 students in that one course. She has other courses on like making soap and all these other things, but it just goes to show you that if you are passionate about a topic, there's likely going to be people that also want to learn about it. But let's talk about you. So how are you going to find out what your most profitable course idea is? So as a coach or a tutor, your course is likely identical to what you teach on a daily basis, right? If you are a cooking instructor, you probably can teach a certain thing that you have already in your classes. The difference though, is that you're creating a product that you can scale. So your topic may also be a niche area of what you teach. For example, let's say you are a dance teacher. And I'm using this example because that is my mom. You may want to create a class that isn't just like learn how to be a ballet dancer, but perhaps more specific, like learn how to improve your balance, your flexibility. Or if you're a cooking instructor, you might focus specifically on hand making pasta. So you want to have more of like a tangible outcome of what you're going to be teaching in your course. There's a few myths that come up though, so I think it's important to address them. The first one is you might be thinking, okay, well, I have to teach the primary thing that I do. And not always the case. So your course can include, just like we're saying, one aspect of what you do. So we see so many niche topics all of the time. So start to think of like, what are your secondary skills or hobbies related to your current business? And in fact, if you are a teacher, you might also have really great project management skills, and that might be something that you could share and teach. So really start to think outside of the box. What are some of the things that you are already doing that people may want to learn? Myth number 2 is, okay, I can't teach this because there's already other bigger content creators out there already doing what I do at a more quote unquote expert level. And Encore, I think this is probably one of the most common objections that we see people have, or imposter syndrome. What would you say to those people?
Yeah, I mean, let me know in chat if you feel like this. But so many creators come to us with this idea that they want to create a course, they're excited by it, but there's this nagging fear or doubt, or as Jess would say, doubt, that who am I to actually have this course, right? Why would anyone pay little old me money when they can learn from all these experts that are further along in their career? I know that's how I felt when I started, and that's been super, super, super common. But I had a mindset shift a few years ago, and I want to share that with you because since that day, it's obviously never fully gone, but it's completely diminished the imposter syndrome. And what that was is we realized early on that a lot of people were not taking classes from the very best or the most proficient teachers or the people furthest along in their field. They took classes from people who reminded them of themselves, people whose journey and story they connected with. And as soon as I saw that, it just made me realize there's a lot of people to whom my story is unique and they would pay to learn from me because I remind them of who they are. And as soon as you realize that, you realize all you have to do in order to be an effective teacher is be 1 or 2 steps ahead of someone. And by virtue of doing that, you're already qualified to teach. And if you think about your life, you probably already maybe teach a sibling of yours, you teach your children, you're already teaching people all the time, people that you're just 1 or 2 steps ahead of. This just allows you to do this on a larger scale. And that's really cool. That's really powerful. That's why we built Teachable. And I hope that sort of mindset shift helps you think about this a little bit differently.
Yeah, and it's great to see Rebecca says, I like that perspective. And yeah, I totally relate to that. I mean, I think we can all think of if you've ever purchased a course or you've enrolled in someone's class, like if you have a favorite spin teacher or whatever exercise you do, there's probably certain things that you resonate with that teacher. And it's not necessarily because they're the world's #1 instructor. There's other things like you're saying, Encore. Myth number 3 is, okay, if I offer courses, isn't that going to make my services obsolete? Right? If I teach people how to do the thing that I'm usually doing in person, why would they ever pay for my services? And the fact is that your courses can serve as both a stepping stone for customers who maybe can't afford your one-on-one services yet, or it can also be an opportunity to up-level your customer onboarding experience. So you can also create courses. If people are enrolling in your in-person classes, there could be at-home things that they could do and learn through your online courses as well. But the most important thing is that you understand that the only reason why people ever purchase a course is not because the idea is good. It's not how popular you are. It's not how beautiful your sales page or website is. It's because they are investing in an outcome. People only care what they are going to have at the end of it. Who will they be? What will they feel? And that's what you need to get clear on. So an example of that, Pat Flynn has a course all around podcasting. Now his transformation is not become a podcaster. It is a step-by-step course to launch a successful podcast that gets found and grows your online brand. So specific. Another one, Jessica Sprague, learn how to create digital scrapbooks in 30 days. And then myth number 4, the more information you teach in your course, the more valuable it is. Who here has thought, okay, if I'm going to create an online course, I need to have 80 hours of training because then it'll be enough. Then I can charge money for it. But the truth is that you actually do not need to have a lot of information. And in fact, a good online course should actually simplify things and cut through the information to find out what is actually important. Everyone can go onto Google and probably figure out what you're teaching for free. But the problem is that when we do that, we learn so much more than we need to. It takes longer. We make more mistakes. We feel overwhelmed because we don't have that clear path to follow. So that is why people pay for courses. The value is in you simplifying and aggregating and helping them sort through all of that noise. Okay, so let's just recap here. This is a lot. To find your profitable course idea, first, you want to start to brainstorm those topics that you're passionate about, the things that you're already teaching, the things that maybe you have students ask you about, or things that people seem to really struggle with, and then choose what that topic is going to be. Then determine what the transformation is that you're going to provide your students. What is that outcome? And then 3, you choose the most impactful transformation and create your course. All right, so that was step one. And I know, I can hear you. You're just like, what? That was only step one. That was so long. But just note that this is intentional because we need to ensure that you have a strong foundation to build off of. Now that you do, we're going to go on to step two, which is setting your income goals. So before you can launch your course and make money, what you really need to understand is that there's this proven formula behind how you're actually going to make money selling your courses. So many people miss this, and then they just kind of hope they make money, and then they don't reach as much as they thought they would, and then they're disappointed. That's not going to be you. And also, because you likely have a network of clients, you may already have a list of potential students for your course. So this actually is going to make things a little bit easier. So this is what I want you to do now. And we're going to go through an actual example with this formula, but this is how you're going to project how you're going to hit your goals. So we first need to decide, what is your revenue goal? What would you like to make with this course? Working backwards, we need to know how many people you need in your following. And what I mean by following is specifically an email list. And we're going to come back to that in just a later step. Then your conversion rate, and the conversion rate is a percentage of people that turn into paying customers from your list, and then the price of your course. So definitely maybe take a screenshot of this, but I will be coming back to it in just a moment. Now, you may have a course in mind that you can market to all of your past and existing customers, but if you don't worry, because if you're looking to grow your audience, it does not need to be complicated. So right now, I want you to figure out how many people you're going to need in your email list to hit your goal. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to assume that your course is priced at $100 to $300. Now, if that feels like that is really expensive and you just clenched in your seat, we're going to come back to this as well because there's a very specific reason why we're using those numbers. But let's say that you wanted to make $1,000. We're going to use a conversion rate of 2%. And this is something that you can also use because 2% is an industry average. It's considered good, actually. So we're going to put 0.02. We're going to say your course is $200. So working backwards, you would need 250 people in your email list, or just to sell 5 copies of your course. Now, if you've opened up a new tab and you're scrolling through Instagram right now, I want you to come back and really look at this slide. 250 people. I think so many people, and I'm sure you've seen this all the time, like so many people feel like they need to have tens of thousands, millions of people on their list to start earning money, and that is just not the case. And I'd actually love for you to type into the chat, what is your revenue goal? And if you've done this equation, type into the chat, let us know what following you're going to need to hit that. All right, so we are ready to go on to step 3, which is growing your audience in your email list. Because now that you understand how many people you need in your following, maybe you already have that number, but maybe not. So really what we found is that in order to create or grow your email list, every successful course creator in Teachable has been doing it in the same proven way, to the point where I've yet to find someone doing it differently. To grow your email list, you need to give away free value. That could be free content, a piece of your course, in exchange for someone's email address. So we can't just say like, okay, hey, can you join my email list? We need to give something back for that. So these are some methods that we have used, we have seen people use as well, that are incredibly successful. And Encore, we've actually used this method, which is a giveaway. Do you want to share just kind of how do giveaways work? And I'll keep an eye on the chat here.
Yeah, giveaways are really, really powerful. We use it a ton at Teachable. We've seen a lot of course creators use it. The way this works is you think about what are things people in your target audience want. And for us, we had a giveaway for people that are likely to be Teachable customers. So we got 10 books, a Blue Yeti microphone, free Teachable software, and we made this available to one lucky winner. But in order to win, people have to enter their email address to get one ticket as their entry to the giveaway. So this way we start getting hundreds of people entering their email address. And then as step 2, after they sign up, the giveaway tells them they can get additional entry tickets by inviting their friends to it. And all of a sudden, this giveaway that we invited hundreds of people to got thousands of people. And it's a really, really cool way. You know, it's called a viral giveaway. There's a lot of software you can use for it. The software tool we used is called King Sumo Giveaways. And, you know, we'll type it in chat. There's lots of tools you can use for this. But giveaways are a really powerful way of, you know, initially getting 10 or 100 people inside it. But the viral nature will get you hundreds of more people in your exact topic area that you're interested in.
Yeah, absolutely. The second method is the mini course. So if you have a full course, let's say is let's say you're a career advisor. Your course is like how to land a tech job. Let's say you have 10 sections inside. What you can do without creating any more content is take a piece of your course and give it away for free as part of a mini course. And the reason why this is so effective is that if someone is a fit for your mini course, well, they're probably going to be a great fit for your paid course once you launch it. Real life example of this, Abby Ashley. So she has a full course that is all about becoming a booked out virtual assistant, but she has a free training. So you enter your email address to get access to it. After you go through her training, she then invites you to her premium course. Or Benny Lewis, same thing. He has a free Speak in a Week email course, and you can learn how to speak a new language. You enter your email. Then after you go through his course, he then invites you to his premium $97 course, Conversation Countdown. So this is so effective because you're getting people that are already expressing interest in this topic. Now, how do you find people to join your mini course, right? Especially if you're starting from scratch. Things that you can do is if you have a blog or a podcast or you do videos, you can definitely mention it there. You could share it on social media. You can do Twitter, Instagram. Highly recommend you check out Reddit if you aren't already on it. I know I spend a little bit too much time on it, but there's some really great niche subreddits or forums. So you can reach people who are already interested in the topic that you're teaching. You can partner with people who have your ideal audience. You can offer it in your email signature. You can do guest posts. You can link to it. You can share it in forums like Quora, and we can type that into the chat so you know how to spell that, or even join Facebook groups. Really, you can get creative here, and it's just finding where your ideal audience is spending time and then being able to share that resource with them there. Now, what happens when you do this mini course strategy is that you can instantly put people into your free mini course in days. You start to build a really great audience. You instantly deliver a lot of value up front. So you not only start building a relationship with them, but you start to demonstrate that you can help people get results. And then 3, if you have never launched a course before, you probably are looking for testimonials or feedback. You can use their feedback as testimonials that people have gone through your mini course when you launch your premium course. And the method 3 is the webinar. Very similar or exactly to what you're watching right now, but really webinars are probably one of the best ways to teach and give value to your audience. So it's important that whenever you do a webinar, think of it like a live workshop. So you want to ensure that you're helping people get results, you're giving them value, and it's a really great way to also interact with your audience as well. Or if you want to do other things, you could go live on your preferred channel. You could do Instagram Live, YouTube, you name it, but really it's a great way to interact with your audience. Okay, now after you implement these strategies, and these are just a few, I'm sure you could think of so many more, maybe we can dive into those in the Q&A, but you're gonna have a group of potential students who you've already helped, people who are already interested in what your course topic is gonna be on. And then just in the very last step, in step 7, I'm gonna show you how you actually launch your course to that list that you've built. And I'm giving you an entire course marketing calendar, everything you need. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we're ready to go into step 4. But before we do, let's just take a little quick chat test. How's everyone feeling? Let me know if this is making sense, if you're excited, maybe you're like, okay, I need to find people. Like, let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Ricardo says, super wonderful.
People are excited. People are ready. I know, and I see a couple people being like, you're going fast. Unfortunately, we need to because there's so much information we're cramming into a very short period of time. But after the hour is up, we'll be here hanging out for questions for like 30 minutes or so we can go slower on anything that you need help with. Everyone's excited. Yes, really great info. You're doing great. Awesome. I would say let's dive in. Step 4, pricing, my favorite step.
Yeah, this is such a fascinating topic because I think everyone is wondering, okay, what should I charge for my course? And let me know if this is how you've been feeling. But really what we found is that the best way to hit your revenue target is to use premium pricing. So what we've just based off of our data, we've seen that the average price for our top 10 selling instructors on Teachable is around $272. But that being said, we've seen some that are well over $1,000. Now, it is important to note that when I say premium pricing, I'm not saying that you should charge $272. It needs to be premium priced for your audience. So there's actually a really great discussion. Maybe I'll find that and we can go through it in the Q&A about how people are using premium pricing. And for example, if you have a course on how to buy your second yacht, I'm so bad at coming up. $272.
Not your first yacht.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
If you're teaching someone how dollars could be perceived as premium per audience, you know what they would consider so far out as a premium product. First of all, it's easier to hit your income goals because you don't have students. And you're also going to get people. Why? Maybe a really cheap course and you still have the tag on it. It's the exact same concept when it comes to selling courses valuable. They're probably going to be through doing the videos and if we just look at your goals, so let's say someone in the chat type that in. If sales, if you charge 500,
find is when they start out, they again do not charge their worth. Like there's all 2,500 people here today. Is that be your new course? Double your price. This will work for you.
A moment. It looks like we're having. Let's try refreshing the page here just before we move. Okay. Let's play. And a recurred playback ID. Okay.
Should we restart? I think it might be better to restart.
Let's back up and see if that changes anything.
Yeah, I think we might be able to restart this as well and just like put a new video ID and it might work.
Okay, cool.
I'll
do that.
Actually, let's use Zoom. Let's use Zoom. Let's just be safer. Just invite me and we'll be good.
Okay, cool.